Looking to keep up with recruiting trends and headlines? You're in the right place. Welcome to Career Crossroads, the premier talent acquisition community, with your host, Chris Hoyt and Jerry Crispin.
So it was just a few years ago that we started seeing the popularity of Bitcoin on the rise, and only months ago that we watched this new form of currency reach unprecedented value, raising interest in buyers and, of course, a new term, miners alike. And that's really where I think a lot of the confusion starts sometimes when we start talking about Bitcoin, right? We start talking about miners. And for those who don't already know, Bitcoin is an unregulated currency that's really taking the world and at least the news by storm. And to just level set on how mining for Bitcoin works, I'm going to read you a snippet that we've pulled from Investopedia.com and actually put out on the website. Bitcoin mining is the process by which transactions are verified and added to the public ledger, known as the blockchain, and also the means through which new Bitcoin are actually released. Anyone with access to the internet and suitable hardware can participate in the mining process. Now, that involves compiling recent transactions into blocks and trying to solve a computationally difficult puzzle. The participant who first solves the puzzle gets to place the next block on the blockchain and gets to claim the rewards. Now, the rewards, which incentivize mining, are both the transaction fees associated with the transactions compiled in the block, as well as newly released Bitcoin. Why is this important to talent acquisition? Because the blockchain, or the ledger of data, isn't always about solving puzzles or getting rewarded with Bitcoin. In fact, just a few years ago, some colleges and higher ed establishments began to use blockchain technology to share educational transcripts and academic credentials of students. Now, this new format is virtually tamper-proof and allows for rapid sharing of accurate and validated data. So if we can easily see the value and the savings of this, should it continue to scale within the world of higher ed, it's not a leap to anticipate a jump into talent acquisition as employers constantly fight to validate work history and backgrounds of candidates seeking employment. Imagine having at your fingertips the validated work history of a candidate, a complete list of their credentials, certifications, accomplishments, whatever, all done through an easy digital exchange or digital contract. Gone would be the days of waiting for days, if not weeks, for validated work history. No longer would employers be dependent upon smiling and dialing or very expensive services to check backgrounds and connect with local employers or related resources. This sounds great, but there's obviously a catch for us talent acquisition professionals. What we're really talking about here is the value add of long-term employee or candidate record keeping that in the eyes of the law, if not the world, could extend beyond a single employer's database of record. The idea of sharing data, whether it's encrypted or not, and housing the details of candidates is currently a topic of hot debate in several countries. It's still a fun discussion with any number of HR leaders who have varying opinions related to who does or should own candidate history and for how long, especially after said candidate expresses they'd like a company to just delete any information that the candidate might have previously given to them. So they've applied, they've given you their information, they've decided 2 months, 6 months, 1 year down the road, they don't want you to have it anymore. There's discussion around whether or not an employer has a responsibility to delete that data, right? And what legally they're responsible to do there. Now, will we see blockchain tech find its way into talent acquisition? I am sure we will in years to come. But it will likely arrive in the same way or the same manner that we're finally seeing real recruiting automation find its foothold in our industry. And as a hint, this has not been through banners and buzzwords or the booth barkers at conferences who tout that their smart chatbots have AI that can literally do anything you ask. So in short, while it's not likely to be featured at the next HR Tech conference, it is coming. So keep the technology on your radar. Don't dismiss any tech out of hand just because at first glance it may not seem directly related to talent acquisition. Also, don't forget, Career Crossroads members can discuss this article with hundreds of their Colloquium member peers in the new Career Crossroads Exchange.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Career Crossroads. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit careerxroads.com, facebook.com, and twitter.com/careerxroads. We'll catch you next time.